Hey guys, it's Sam here from Zilla Gaming, and today we're back with another Star Wars Battlefront Galactic Conquest gameplay video for you guys. Today we're going to be fighting on Bespin platforms. If you guys are wondering why this is a recording commentary and not a live commentary, it's because I'm struggling to use my Roxio game capture for that, which the Roxio is not really made to do live commentary, so oh well, you learn by doing. So further videos will be done in this nature. So what you're seeing here is me using the Dark Trooper. You're going to see me using the Dark Trooper throughout the majority of this gameplay. I'm going to use the Stormtrooper for a while too, which will lead to two pretty cool conversations. We're going to start here. So basically, one thing I want to talk about here is some cool info I learned about the Dark Troopers. I was looking it up online, doing some research, and exactly, was the Dark Trooper an actual thing, or was it just something they made up for Star Wars Battlefront? The version of the Dark Trooper that you're seeing in-game in Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2 is the Phase 0 Dark Trooper. I believe there's 3 phases of the Dark Trooper development, and they actually, and this is like the expanded universe stuff, guys. Don't expect to go into Star Wars episodes, 4, 5, and 6 and think you're going to see a Dark Trooper in there. No. This is part of the expanded universe. It's pretty cool because it's some pretty crazy stuff how they develop these Dark Troopers, dude, because this is, since I talked about, this is the Phase 0 Dark Trooper, and basically what that means is these are basically veterans of the Clone War, Clone War veterans who, like, let's say have lost limbs or something totally crazy like that, and they basically turn them into like little Darth Vaders. Long story short, that's basically what they are. They're guys, with prosthetic limbs and things like that. So they're equipped with life support kits as well as jetpacks and advanced armor and things like that. The Phase 0 Dark Troopers were, at least in the expanded universe, they were issued just regular blaster rifles, but in this game, I'm pretty glad that they gave them a blast cannon, which is basically like the Star Wars version of like a shotgun. And basically, it really, kind of goes really well with the setup that they used for the Dark Trooper in Star Wars Battlefront, because you got a guy, a lightweight infantry class, that its advantage is the jetpack, the jump pack. It's so useful, especially on this map where you have a lot of tight corners. At least, let's just say this, like, a lot of your paths on this map are very, what's the term I could use? They're very one-directional, to where there's only, it's very hard to get from base to base, especially when you're dealing with these different platforms. It can be pretty darn difficult. But when you got a highly mobile class like this, you can just wreak havoc on the enemy. And this was a pretty tough battle, actually, because funny fact about Star Wars Battlefront is per map, it tends to favor one side sometimes more than the other. For example, on Bespin platforms, it prefers the rebels. For some reason the rebels just seem to have an advantage. I don't know exactly what that advantage is, but they just seem to, on this map, it seems to prefer one side, depending on what map you play. But in this case, the rebels are preferred on this map, which makes, if you like to play as the Empire, like me, it's a lot harder to win as Empire. But, that gives you as the player a little challenge, and that's always useful. That's always really fun. So basically, back to the Dark Trooper info. It's really funny because learning about that, I always knew that the Dark Troopers were droids, but at least that was the Phase 2 and Phase 3 Dark Troopers. They're like I said, they're put into different categories. And Phase 1 is probably my favorite because, dude, come on, they're cyborgs, old clone troopers that turn cyborgs. I think that's really cool. The Phase 2 and Phase 3, they're basically droids, and Phase 2 was just a little bigger than your average human, pretty much with the same characteristics as a regular Phase 0 Phase 0 and Phase 1 Dark Trooper. Phase 1, I believe, was a droid. Phase 2 was a droid, a little bit bigger, and then Phase 3 was kind of like the Armageddon of Dark Troopers, So basically, yeah, that's all I really have to say about the Dark Troopers. They're pretty darn cool. Just do some research on them if that's your favorite class in this game. Just tell me what you know about the Dark Troopers, and I'm really curious to see what you guys know. Alright, so now I'm playing as probably my favorite class in the entire game. I love playing as just the basic Stormtrooper. I don't know what it is. This game just, it just connects with me on a very personal level because this was the game that I played as a kid. I loved Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. And ever since I got an Xbox 360 and I sold my PS2, stupid decision, I sold Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was really dumb. But the interesting part about it was I had a PS2 copy of Star Wars Battlefront 1 as a matter of fact, and I couldn't play it anymore. The disc was pretty bad anyway, so I was, pretty much without Star Wars Battlefront for a number of years, which really sucked. As until a few weeks ago, I went to like this pretty cool video game pawn shop kind of place, and I was selling a bunch of old stuff like I didn't really use anymore because they bought DVDs and gaming consoles and things like that. And so basically, I was looking around at some old original Xbox games, for the original Xbox, and I saw Star Wars Battlefront, and I'm thinking, dude, what are they going to charge for this thing? Because I've looked online, like on eBay and Amazon and GameStop.com, and did the prices for an original Xbox version of Star Wars Battlefront is insane. They want so much money for this one game. And I couldn't find a decent price anywhere until I walked into this place and they wanted $8 for it. And what's awesome about it is this place has such a good deal that not only was it $8, but also the disc and the box were like in pristine condition, which was totally cool. So it's like, hey, I'm getting the best console version of Star Wars Battlefront in a really good condition, which I really dig. So I'm really happy to be back playing this game. I mean, really, I've been playing this game over Battlefield. I've been playing this game over Minecraft and some other games that I just played all the time. But it's just awesome to be back at it with Star Wars Battlefront. So as you can see, I'm playing as the original Stormtrooper. he's so fun to play as. I don't know what it is. It's just really cool to be a Stormtrooper, I guess. And I'm using the E11 blaster rifle. I don't know what it is. It's probably because this is the most popular blaster that you see in episodes 4, 5, and 6 in the original trilogy. This is the most popular, blaster that you see, and are the main heroes use and the Stormtroopers use. I was looking up some info on the E11 blaster rifle, and it's got a pretty cool history. Actually, it's pretty unique for the fact that when the Republic was done away with and the Galactic Empire came along, and they basically did a re-review of all their weapons that they had from the Clone Wars, and they loved the DC-15. I hope I'm getting this right. They loved the DC-15C, which was the standard issue like carbine blaster for the Republic. And they said, we had so much success with that rifle, let's not make another one. So they made the E11, which was a newer version. Probably, I don't know if I'd say better, but at least it was more user-friendly to somebody who's not a Stormtrooper. Because I was doing some research on the clone weapons, and the clone weapons, like if you've ever looked at it, you kind of look at it, it's like, dude, there's like no sights on this thing. How are you supposed to use it? Well, that's kind of the point. Those weapons actually linked up with the clone troopers like a helmet display. So basically, the clone trooper would use his helmet, and in the helmet there'd be a sight that would link up with the gun. So that's pretty cool. But with the E11 and some weapons during the Galactic Civil War era, you started to see more of a trend of they want to be more people-friendly, not so much technology-friendly. So it had, they put on an actual combat optic sight, which could be used out to 300 meters. Or 300 yards, whatever. I mean, meters, almost a yard. Or excuse me, a yard's almost a meter. And so basically, it makes it a little more user-friendly for anybody, not just Stormtroopers. But I don't know, the E11 is just a really cool rifle to me, and I just really enjoy playing as a Stormtrooper. So here, I kind of had a foolish attempt to try to take down a Cloud City car as an engineer. I probably could have got it if my teammate hadn't shot it down. Yeah, so here I'm just repairing the ammo droids, health droids, just try to be a nice guy to my teammates. And this can be a really tough map sometimes because throughout this entire map I'm just flying back to all my bases, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because on this map, dude, you'll just lose bases left and right, left and right. So for every base you earn, you lose, basically, on this map. And right here, once again, I get knocked off the platform, and instead of waiting till I finally plummet to my death, I just choose to respawn. I'm not good at playing as the Imperial Engineer, the Imperial Pilot. If his gun had a little more splash damage like it did in Star Wars Battlefront 2, then I might like playing as him just a little bit more. Whenever the match in Battlefront gets towards the end, I always love the role as the sniper, because at least then I'm able to pick off some guys at long range and just get some quick, easy kills just to, you know, just get rid of those last few guys. Help me win the match. And yeah, I mean, this map is really fun. It's not my absolute favorite, but it is fun to play as every now and again. Yeah, it's really cool. This game just has a real strong connection with me, as it does to a lot of Star Wars fans, and just anybody in general. I mean, I talk to guys who aren't even Star Wars fans. I mean, they tell me, dude, that game was boss, man. This game was just amazing. Oh yeah, X-Wing kill. Oh yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the game overall, fantastic. If you guys have never played Star Wars Battlefront, you need to get it. And check out my mad landing skills. This is like totally awesome right here. Yeah, check that out. Oh yeah, landed right on the side of the platform, like a boss. Anyways, yeah, my teammate here is trying to hit the guy on the ramp there, and friendly fire is on, but since it's your, you know, allies shooting at you and accidentally hitting you, it's not really going to take off health. But if you shoot them, well, they're dead. So basically, I take that guy out, and I'm kind of on this, I'm kind of on the hunt for this last guy. I'm just rolling around trying to figure out where in the heck he's at. And this is really funny. I go in here and I turn the corner, and basically, as soon as I turn the corner, there he is. I turn here, I turn my gun around, boom, there he is, no scope, and win the match that way. It was pretty darn cool, pretty sweet ending. Overall, guys, this is a pretty average score for me. Sometimes I can put up better stats, but overall, 45-4. That is pretty darn cool. Pretty good game. So this has been Sam from Zilla Gaming, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed the content.